Hi, this is Stephen Beschloss with America, America,
And I'm Mark Jacob with the Stop the Presses newsletter.
and this is On Target.
Today, we want to highlight a New York Times story that focuses on Donald Trump's two eldest sons and their big business deals, both overseas and at home. And, like a hotel in Dubai, a residence high rise, in Saudi Arabia, and all these cryptocurrency, deals that they're involved in too. And one thing that's really important to understand is that this is different from other presidential relatives in the past benefiting because these deals benefit the president too. They benefit Donald Trump. So it is just it's money going into his pocket through deals overseas. And Stephen, I just wonder how can we get more people to be as outraged as they should be about this?
Yeah, it's a great question. I mean, the scale of the grift is disgusting. The arrogance and the openness, the transparency, really, to do these things, convinced that the rules don't apply to them, is appalling. And it's not like it's one thing or two things, as you mentioned. There have been cases in the past of Billy Carter or some other relative that did something, but nobody. No family has done this on this scale that they have, and it's worth noting. The Trump organization, these people have been told that they have been banned from doing business in New York for the next 3 years. Well, that surely hasn't slowed them down. And you mentioned sort of Dubai and Qatar and Saudi Arabia. They are doing big real estate deals in all of those places. They're doing right in Washington D.C. They're starting a club called Executive Branch, a block away from the White House. Uh, $500,000 per person. And they say, like, oh, well, this is just a family thing, a place for the young and hip to hang out. Well, we all know what it is.
Yeah,
These are opportunities to exploit the public position of the president of the United States to stuff money into the pockets of Donald and Donald Jr. and Eric.
Yeah, it's influence peddling, is what it is, pure and simple. And you would think, Stephen, the president of the United States has to make some decisions about foreign policy related to places like Dubai and Saudi Arabia. You would think that might
Yeah.
come up now and then. Well, is he going to? Is there going to be a conflict of interest if he's trying to do a hotel deal there? I would say so. And these crypto businesses are really opportunities for people to just put money in Trump's pocket and expect favors because people don't give away money for free. I mean, they're going to expect favors, and he's soliciting these
Yeah.
favors.
Yeah, there's an example in there of the government of Abu Dhabi investing $2 billion into this crypto firm of theirs, this World Liberty Financial. These deals that happen, gee, for some reason, awfully fast. They seem to get through government regulations. Whether it's financial regulations or whether it's special dispensations that speed up getting go-aheads on government land. I mean, there's an example in here where, by some chance, the president of Serbia, Alexander Vucic, agrees to have a dinner for Don Jr. and posts on one of the social media channels, probably X, and specifically says. I'll read you the quote. No one has ever said that we are inhospitable. We prepared this pig for Donald Jr. Trump. I
Yeah,
mean, there's no hiding this thing, and that's part of what makes it so appalling. Not just the arrogance of it, but that the rules that other people have to follow are not rules that apply to them.
I mean, this was in the Constitution. It still is in the Constitution, the emoluments clause. But it's just people have just decided, apparently, we don't have to worry about that. We can ignore it. And this defiance of actual laws is just appalling. I mean, it's not that we just need new laws to stop Trump's corruption. We just need to enforce the old laws. But we're not even doing that.
Yeah.
It's
I mean, look, can I add one more notion here? This is the president, the occupant of the White House, who has been blathering on for a decade about America first, and is now involved in this ridiculous trade policy that's causing, tariffs that are causing trade wars all over the world, all under the guise of encouraging business in the United States. Well, apparently that doesn't apply to them either, because they're busy going around the world to do deals to enrich themselves all over the world.
yeah, it's Trump first, is what it is. That's what it
Yeah.
is.
So, I mean, is this something that gets people's attention? I think, at least in the context of these dangerous tariff policies, this should be seen as another example of the corruption of this family that's exploiting these so-called policies to serve themselves.
Right. I agree. Talk to you next time, Stephen.
Thank you, Mark.